Hello, myself Bhagyashree Jagdale. My subject is Principle of Analog Electronics. In Principle of Analog Electronics, we will see today semiconductor topic. Okay, semiconductor. What is mean by semiconductor? As per its name indicates, semi plus conductor. That means it didn't give a full conductivity. It gives some half conductivity. Okay, half in the form of conductivity. So semiconductor, where we use semiconductor nowadays use in various day-to-day life activity, like in our desktop PCs, in laptops, in mobile phone, in solar panels also. And as we observe that a few days before we use light bulbs, but nowadays we replace the light bulb by using the tube lights. In also monochrome TVs, we replace monochrome TVs by LED display. Okay, in that all these components or devices we generally use semiconductor. Okay, so conductor means what? First of all, we will see conductor. Conductor means what? Which will give us a full conductivity. Okay, generally our metals are good conductors. Okay, and insulator means what? Insulator means which insulator is exactly opposite to the conductor. It gives the resistance to the current. Okay, and semiconductor, the semiconductor's conductivity is lies between conductor and insulator. Now we will see semiconductor's energy band. Before going to the energy band, we will discuss about the materials. As we know, every solid material is made up of atoms, and the properties of that solid materials it depend upon the how the atoms are grouped in that material, and depending upon the grouping of that atoms and also the number of electrons present in that atoms, the energy levels of that material are defined. And the energy level is nothing but the it consists of the conductivities and various electrons which are related to the conduction of that material. Okay, and that energy level are split in three energy band. This diagram is an energy band diagram of any solid material. We will consider as a energy band of any solid material. There are two bands are present in that energy band. First is the conduction band, second is the valence band. And as we saw, there is some energy gap between these two bands. First we will see valence band. In valence band there are a number of electrons are present, and in conduction band there are some holes and electrons are present. Okay, and this gap between these two bands is called as the forbidden energy gap. Why gap is present there? We will see. Okay, for good conduction, the electrons present in valence band is required to contribute to the conduction band. In conductor, what happens? This forbidden energy gap is absent. So the conduction band and valence band are overlapped to each other, and we will get good conductivity. In insulator, this forbidden energy gap is very large. So these electrons can't contribute to the conduction band, and we didn't get any conductivity. And in semiconductor, what happens? There is an energy gap is present, but this energy gap is narrow. So if we provide some external energy to the electrons present in valence band, this electrons easily contribute to the conduction band, and we will get good conductivity. That's why it is called as a semiconductor's conductivity lies between conductor and insulator. Okay, and silicon and germanium are two most commonly used semiconductor. In semiconductor there are two major types. First is intrinsic and second is extrinsic. Intrinsic semiconductor it is in pure form, and extrinsic means it is having some impurity added. That means in extrinsic there is some impurity are added and doping process are done. Doping means what? Some impurities are added to the pure form of semiconductor, and we will get two types of semiconductor. First is p-type semiconductor and second is n-type semiconductor. In p-types there is a holes are majority carrier, whereas in n-type there are electron as a majority carrier. By using this PN type semiconductor, we will get PN junction, which is we use for PN junction diode. Okay. For as we saw the diagram here, PN junction. Okay. This part P part is consist of holes as a majority carrier, whereas N as a in N type semiconductor there is an electron as a majority carrier. And when the PN junction is formed, there is a one junction is created. That means this junction is called as a boundary for this semiconductor. When this process when the process is formation is going on, the positive charge carriers from P type semiconductor and negative charge carriers are from N type semiconductor are come close towards this junction, and after come close towards this junction, they are attract to each other. As we know, the opposite polarity charge carriers are attract towards each other. So the electrons from N type semiconductor are jump to the P type semiconductor, and holes from the P type semiconductors are jump towards N type of semiconductors. So due to this process there is some momentary motions are going on, and due to this diffusion process is done. This process is called as a diffusion process, in which the N type of semiconductor electrons are jump towards the opposite polarity carriers, and in P type the positive holes are jump towards in N type semiconductor. And second diagram. In this diagram, what will we see? When these electrons are jump in P type semiconductor, they will get deficiency in their